What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another tier list with Karim. We're making this a little bit of a mini-series at this moment in time, you know. It's quite good, nice content to do, like, may change a few opinions, may cause a few arguments, but that's what we're here to do on Winning Mentality. How are we, Has?
Not too bad, mate. Just it's still surviving the quarantine life, mate.
Absolutely, and what better way to spend your time than tier listing the size of Premier League clubs? Something which, apart from the fact that Chelsea don't exist, apparently.
Yeah, whoever made this list obviously is not a Chelsea fan.
Yeah, apparently they're not even there. Like,
No, it's not like they've even put a shitty image or something of them. They've just completely left them out.
So, ranking 19 of the Premier League clubs, not including Chelsea. But we may as well just start, really get on with it. So we'll go with Wolverhampton Wanderers first, as it's the first on the list.
Interesting.
Because they've got some cracking fans, and they've got quite a big following now over in Portugal and stuff like that, and in China.
Yeah, I guess it helps when you've got not Peter Lynn, sorry,
Jeff Shee.
Jorge Mendes.
Yeah, Jeff Shee and Jorge Mendes are doing very well. I think they used to be medium. I think they're now huge.
I'd say they're probably maybe the bottom end are huge on this list in particular, but yeah, in general they are very big. I mean, I went and covered a game there when they played Espanyol in the European League earlier this season. The atmosphere is fantastic, genuinely fantastic. The stadium's actually quite nice, to be fair. I do like Molyneux.
And they do all those fire shows before, don't they, and stuff like that. It's quite cool.
Yeah, the light shows. Yeah, that was quite cool, man. I quite enjoyed my sort of experience in Wolverhampton. It was.
Apart from actually going into Wolverhampton and then getting out of Wolverhampton.
Oh yeah, no, Wolverhampton itself is, for lack of a better word, a bit of a dump.
Yeah.
But Molyneux itself is a cracking ground. The fans, they all seem very pleasant people. Yeah, man, it's a great club, and I'm glad to see they're on the up, and they've got a nice roster of players, good manager. Yeah, I'd definitely say they're huge.
100%. Everton. Now this is one that because they are in Liverpool's shadow a lot.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that they're not.
Standalone club.
Yeah.
They are quite big.
I don't think they're bigger than Wolves though.
No.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Not quite. Historically, yes. Historically, they are bigger. I'd probably argue, but I mean, saying that, Wolves have got quite a strong history.
Yeah. I think if Everton weren't in the same city as Liverpool, they'd be huge.
Yeah, absolutely agree.
But
again, another good club. The fans are very good there as well.
Yeah, they're really, really, really nice. My dad's been in contact with one of the lads who's just the food bank. He's an Everton fan, but they're all very, very nice people. They don't try and create a rivalry like some of the younger ones do, because they don't realise how much of a connection the two clubs have. So yeah. To be fair, I still don't see much point in them, but we'll put them in medium. Leicester City. Now, I can't. To be one of the worst fan bases I've ever seen in my life. I'm sorry, any Leicester fans out there, but I've never seen, apart from Man United, a club make more references to the Sun in '96. Ever.
I have not had that much interaction with Leicester fans, really. The ones that I have interacted with are people that affiliate themselves with the club have all been pretty, pleasant people.
Yeah.
People I quite like. But I've not interacted with their actual fan base that much, because I've never really attended a game where they're a side that's playing.
They're just man. I love the whole fairy tale story. We all supported them. People forget we all supported them, and then it was the game afterwards, the season later, where we beat them 4-1 at Anfield, and they were literally just them they spat on the Hillsborough Memorial, they did stuff like that, and that's just made me completely disrespect the fan base. The club wise, I really like the club. What Vishai did and what Ranieri did, and the club lost its soul when Ranieri left, I think.
Yeah, the problem is you couldn't just. I think eventually, you do need to sort of move. I didn't expect it to move on a season later, but
yeah.
I mean, they're doing all right for themselves now. Obviously, got Brendan Rodgers in teams. You know,
there's another thing. Like, I just don't like Brendan Rodgers. So.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, I'd say they're a medium club. I'd say they're a medium club now.
Yeah.
They do fill their stadium. And they are Premier League champions.
I'd probably push them to put them huge if I'm honest, just because of how relevant they've become in recent years. Like, they're consistently in and around the top 6/8 now.
As a club though.
I really think they've probably become a bigger thing. Historically, it's different, but
I'm going to put them in the top of medium. We'll see how the rest of it goes, and then they might move up into huge. Burnley, let's go. You can't put them in Tinpot because they are what they are.
No, they are what they are.
They're never going to go above small unless they get some like serious investors and they sack Stonadge. So I don't really think that many potential investors look at Burnley as a option, to be honest. Like, realistically, the potential of that club is, I think, as it's at its ceiling at this moment in time. Now, whether they change that culture, who knows? Because when they did try to change that culture with Eddie Howe, it didn't work. So, who knows? But, you know, they're doing what they're doing and they're doing it well, however much everyone else hates them. So, yeah.
I don't think they'd be as hated if they didn't have Sean Dyche in charge. I think it's simply because of the brand of football that Sean Dyche plays.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that they made, was it 7th to one season a few years ago?
Yeah.
That was diabolical, the fact that they made 7th.
It was, wasn't it? Watford.
Small again, I think.
I think they're small. I think they're bigger than Burnley. I just don't. I'm not a massive. I think Ismail Assar, what a prick.
I would say that they have got one of the nicest men in football with Ben Foster.
I like Ben Foster. Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's top guy.
But then
you saw that video he did with that girl in the wheelchair.
No, I haven't seen that. No.
Absolutely cracking stuff, man. Absolutely cracking stuff.
But then they juxtaposed that with one of the nastiest men in football, in Nigel Pearson.
Yeah, funny really. Funny old game football.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a smaller club.
We'll put him in small. I'm just more than Burnley. Yeah. Sheffield United. Now their fan base is excellent. I really like their fan base, and the club does have history.
I'd say they're probably in and around medium.
I think they're just under Everton because of the history element. But I really like Sheffield United, and I hope they do well and continue to go on the vein that they have done this season. Arsenal.
Yeah. Chris Wilder again.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Chris Wilder. Absolutely brilliant manager. Arsenal.
Definitely slipped in standards in the last, six odd years?
Yeah, since Wenger left.
So I'd say maybe even longer than that. I'd say since maybe the very early 2010s. They've been on...
Since Van Persie left, I think that's when the tide turned for them.
Yeah, for sure. As they kind of broke away from the invincible squad, like players like Henry and those kind of guys all moved on slowly, and as they approached the 2010s closer and closer, they started the 2010s off really well. Like the 2010, 11 and 12, they were quite prominent.
Yeah, but
it seems like after 2013 it all just went to shit.
Yeah, being honest, when they got
generally is the year when RVP left.
I'd say they're still a huge club. Like they fill out their stadium, but they're not gigantic. I don't think anymore.
No, not in current state. I don't think they have been, of that kind of relevance for at least 5+ years. Just because they've not been at the forefront of Europe, not been at the forefront of the league.
Yeah, I just don't think they're becoming Europa League regulars, of course, right now. So
yeah, exactly. And their biggest triumph in the last few years have been FA Cups, which they play it's still the cup, but for a club the size of Arsenal, that's not really what you should be attaining to get, season on season, and deem it a successful season just because you picked up the FA Cup.
Yeah. Brighton and Hove Albion. Now, I'm very, very tempted to put these in Tinpot. I'm very tempted. But I think they might just be in small. Just.
Yeah, they're small. They're just small.
Like, I'm just... they're just irrelevant, aren't they, really?
I'm not interested. Like, there's some small clubs that I'm like, yeah, you know, they're quite an interesting club. Like Sheffield, like, you're like, yeah, they're an interesting club. Even Bournemouth to some sort of degree, like, yeah, kind of an interesting club. Brighton, though, I'm just not bothered.
No, it's just
like, I just don't give a shit.
It's just one of those ones, isn't it? Really, like, oh well.
If I never see that club again, like in any form, like on TV or in a game or anything, then I'll be like, yeah, whatever, doesn't matter.
I think now I'm being biased, but it's true. Like, gigantic Liverpool Football Club, I think.
Yeah, no, you can't really argue with it. Third most Champions League in history.
Second most First Division titles / Premier League.
First Division / Premier League. Want to be technical?
It is the same league. It's the same league. So.
No, yeah, there's no way, two ways about it. If you're sort of saying Liverpool, I'm a gigantic club, then you're either somewhat deluded or just an incredibly big hater.
Absolutely.
I think even Man United fans would agree that Liverpool are a gigantic club.
Absolutely. Aston Villa. Now, I'd be tempted to put them in the bottom end of gigantic or just huge, because they are.
I'd stick them in huge because they've obviously got a great rich history with European cups and whatnot. And when it comes to being from the Midlands, they definitely are the biggest club in the Midlands overall.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're the best. Just going to put it out there for any of the ones.
Not necessarily the best. No, they're nowhere near the best, but definitely.
Yeah.
The biggest outfit in the Midlands at present on not recent history, but history in general.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd probably stick them in huge based on that.
Do you remember that like late 2000s Aston Villa that were like really exciting to watch? Like Ashley Young, the whole John Carew.
Yeah, they were great. And then there was that season when Benteke banged in like 20 goals before he turned into whatever the hell he is now. Don't know what that man is anymore.
No, being honest. But it's just, it's after we sold him back to Palace, and then he had one good season for Palace, and then it's just gone down the drain really for him, unfortunately. Southampton, Saving Saints. Watch the new episode, by the way. I don't know when this will be released, but Saving Saints number 6 is a cracker. I'm just gonna put it out there. I'd say they're a medium club.
Yeah.
I'd say they're smaller than Everton, but I'd say they're just bigger than Sheffield United because they've got a really good fan base. We know a couple of them, obviously Jacob, Connor, Tom Mason. So I think they're a medium.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. They've been in and around. They've been for a little while now. They've produced some, pretty big names across the sport. I mean, obviously Gareth Bale being the biggest one. But there's other players they've produced as well. Like your Lallana's, Walcott,
Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, yeah.
Yeah, all those kind of guys.
Luke Shaw.
Yeah, Luke Shaw, and even on the managerial front, Mauricio Pochettino. Probably the most successful among them.
Yeah, they're doing well. Hopefully they can get back to the heights they were a couple of years ago, because they were really good to watch as well. Bournemouth. Bournemouth. I am sorry. I think they're a Tinpot club, man.
I don't know, man. Tinpot to me is a club that's got no history and it's completely irrelevant, like a certain Manchester club.
Bournemouth.
There's some ordered like authenticity about them.
Yeah, but just Tinpot, man.
I just dump them in small because that's what they are.
They are a League 2 club in the Premier League level. Like.
Oh yeah, at the moment I definitely think they're getting if the season returns this year, I definitely think they're finally getting relegated.
I think it's a shame. They play good football and they have a fantastic manager. I really like him, but no.
Fantastic is a bit of a stretch.
I think he's fantastic. I think he's done a brilliant job.
He's good. He's good. He's done a good job for what he's got. But I think there's a few things within me questioning, like his very questionable transfer record.
Well, yeah, he needs a committee in there because he's obviously not apt at it. Sorry.
Oh, not at all. I mean, this is the man that paid 19 mil for Dominic Solanke.
15 mil for Jordan Ibe.
Yeah.
Sorry, like. I do like Jefferson Lerma though. I quite rate him. So.
I've always liked Jefferson Lerma. So I used to quite enjoy his exports from the league. So I was aware of him just before he got to the club.
Yeah,
he's always a decent, solid player. I like Nathan Ake as well. Nathan Ake, I've always had a soft spot for Nathan Ake. I just thought he not quite hit the heights he should have done, but I think that's more down to maybe a lack of consistency in his career generally.
Absolutely.
Like, one minute he's at Chelsea, next minute he's at Bournemouth, and he might go back to Chelsea. No, he's staying at Bournemouth.
Who knows what's going on? Man United, I think they're gigantic, and I'm going to put them above Liverpool. They are one of the biggest clubs and brands on the planet. I dislike them personally, but you can't deny.
In terms of like actual name size, they're top 3 in the world by a comfortable margin, maybe even top 2. It depends on how you want to order Barcelona and Manchester United, whether you want to put Barcelona second or third. They're definitely top 3. They're definitely the biggest club in England. There's no two ways about it.
They're the biggest club, maybe not the nicest club. Maybe I just
no, yeah, exactly.
Screw you guys.
Definitely the biggest.
Absolutely.
That's down to obviously a certain spot.
And I mean, their status is slipping a little bit, but you're still seeing the generations of Man United fans from when Fergie was the manager, like coming through.
Yeah.
So, and there will be the same for people like Liverpool, Man City, and stuff like that. Now, like you saw a lot of like Liverpool fans in the 80s and 70s from like then, like they were the club to watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they will slip in status. But at this moment in time, I think they are still one of the biggest, if not the biggest club in the world.
I think they're slowly getting a bit of a resurgence. I think Solskjaer's kind of found a working thing. I mean, I think with the signing of like Bruno Fernandes, I think he's kind of like one of those transformational signings.
Yeah, I don't think they'll get back to winning the league anytime soon.
Not anytime soon, but I think with they're not as far off as they could have been not long ago. I mean, at one point they were in a completely split, like it's serious like mediocre standards.
I just think that they're in 5th because everyone else is terrible. Like at the moment, look at everyone's taking points off.
Yeah,
like,
for sure, yeah.
And another season, that 5th, the amount of points they've got, they'd be in 9th or 10th. So
I think they might actually finish 4th if the season returns. I'm not even kidding.
They
I
might do.
actually think they might leapfrog Chelsea and snatch 4th. I just don't think Chelsea have quite got the pieces needed.
Yeah.
I mean, saying that United don't either, but I think they've got more.
What do you mean? Chelsea don't exist?
Yeah, Chelsea don't exist apparently. But out of those two, I just think United have a few more game-changing players than Chelsea do. I think Chelsea just lack an actual game changer at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, Ador's not really been fit this season. Obviously losing Hazard, their strike force is terrible. Tammy Abraham, still young, and he's a good prospect. Still, don't get me wrong, but he's still young. Giroud's not anything special. Definitely not anything to write home about. They're pretty stacked in midfield, and the back line I think is still quite questionable. But hey ho.
Oh well, we would have put Chelsea in huge probably, or maybe even the bottom of gigantic anyway. So, like, we'll forget about them. Crystal Palace. I'd say they're medium, like the bottom end of medium.
Yeah,
They've got great fans. They've got really good fans.
Great
Luke Seychelles, shout out, bro. Big up.
Just a shame they've got such an average squad in that sense.
Well, they're. I think Roy Hodgson's done an absolutely brilliant job.
He's done a good job with what he's got.
Because he's literally, I think he's made a profit over his time there. Like, he hasn't. I think he's been given. They got loads of money, and then they just haven't spent anything. I think the most expensive signing might be like 6 or 7 mil under Roy Hodgson.
Yeah, they've done some smart business in the last few years. Like Max Byron on a free was a pretty smart move.
He hasn't done much, to be fair, though. Like, I think one of their best signings has been Milivojevic. I think he's brilliant. I really like him.
Yeah, he's a cracking player. I'm quite a fan of his.
And Jordan Ayew has turned out to be quite good on a cheap deal as well.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be making any moves, but I think they will be a solid Premier League club for years to come.
Yeah, I can't see them going anywhere anytime soon.
Spurs. Now this is going to be controversial. Do we put them above Arsenal?
I'd say on current form, yeah.
Because they've still got history as well. Like, they have got history.
In the state that they are under Mourinho right now, like, they're not great under Mourinho right now, but even still, they've been more successful than Arsenal have in the last 5-6 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm basing most of these decisions on more on recent history. If it's a tight decision, then you go sort of overall. But recently, definitely Spurs have massively grown, and then moving into a new stadium, they've got superstars in their ranks, or superstars to be at least. Kane's a superstar. As much as we dislike him, Dele Alli, if you want to label him a superstar or a fledgling superstar, he's there. Son's a superstar in his own right.
They've got other good players as well. I don't know. I don't know if I can put them above Arsenal purely because of the size. As it's on size of the club. I just think.
Yeah, maybe Arsenal's history is what fails them out.
I just think they're just bigger. I still think that Tottenham are a much better side, and they will stay that way.
Oh, they're a much better side. Yeah, this is a tier list of who the better sides are.
Yeah,
this would be an easy.
It's the Premier League table.
Yeah, Spurs are a much better side than Arsenal right now. I mean, if I was to pick a side in a one-off game, I would absolutely pick.
Yeah, absolutely. Here they are. Our favourites.
You know exactly where they're going.
Sorry, Man City fans. The real Man City fans out there, sorry. Just get in the bin.
just don't speak. Shut your mouth.
Just anyone else who supported Man City just because they can since 2008, just piss off.
I've got friends who have been lifelong supporters and stuff, so I can respect those guys. They're fine, but some of the City fans I've seen elsewhere, so like the plastic cricket football Twitter twats that you see,
mate,
who have like a black and white AVI of like Bernardo Silva or something.
No.
They bring shame to football.
They really do, and that's just the way that they've got their success. I know every team buys what they succeed. Like, money is a massive factor now, and we know that. But they were the ones that started that. And them and Chelsea.
Yeah, it's different. A club like United obviously comes in as massive cash big because you know that they built that brand, and it comes like from a natural sort of source.
Yeah.
Like, City just walked in, did what they wanted, and that's it. And in my sort of 3 things that I hate that I did with Connor, which I'm not sure when that's due out. It's due out soon. Chris is just come out, so everybody should go and watch that.
Yeah. I don't know when
this
is going to come out, so
who knows? Tinpot clubs is one of the things I listed, and I didn't say Tinpot. I said oil-rich clubs with things that I hate, like City, PSG.
Man City were one of my things. Sorry, man. Like, real Man City fans.
Just Man City.
I have undoubted respect for, like, I really do. But Man City in general, like, I hate Pep Guardiola with a passion. Oh my god.
Yeah, I respect him, but I hate him.
Oh my god. I used to respect him for what he achieved, but it's just the way his demeanour is. It just pours through the club, and it's just, oh man.
He's so arrogant. It's unbelievable. And I just hate how he's like. He's a bit like Jose in the fact that he moans about like a witch hunt being against him all the time. And I hate it when Pep moans about referee decisions. It's so hypocritical.
Absolutely.
Considering some of his Barcelona sides got away with. Fuck me.
Norwich City. They're the biggest club in East Anglia, you know. It's a big. I'd say they're medium.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I don't on performance they're not, obviously, but on the size of their club, I know a few Norwich fans. They're good people, and they're all supporting their club. They have a couple of awful songs, by the way. Farker's on a horse, really. But I'll I'll put them above Sheffield United and above Crystal Palace, but I think they're a medium side. West Ham United. Now this is
a hard one.
because they could be in any of 3, I think. I think they could be huge, medium, or Tinpot.
Yeah, I'm gonna say medium.
Because, like, they've got their fan base is big, very, very big.
Big, but also unbearable.
They are, and they've got some hot, stupid owners, man. And their stadium's a fishbowl. It's not nice.
I hate that stadium. It looks nice on FIFA, but it's a shit stadium.
But I'd also be tempted to put them in Tinpot because they just are. But they do have some really rich history. So I actually think they could go in huge.
Yeah, you could definitely argue for it.
I'll put below Wolves, but I think I'm going to put them in huge because they are like a big club. Like,
yeah, for sure. As are the next one as well.
Last one on the list. Screw you, Chelsea. You don't exist. Newcastle United. Their fans are fantastic. They are huge, I think, and it just depends where they go in huge. Do they go below Spurs? Do they go above Spurs? Do they go below Spurs? I think they go below purely on at this moment in time, but I think they are a huge club.
Because of the way they've been for some time now, like it's not like it's been a late thing where they've only recently started to slip, but they've been slipping for some time.
Yeah, they've been a yo-yo club really. So you could argue.
Up until like 2010, they were just. I mean, say that they did have that streets will never forget duo. For the early 2010s.
Yeah, Cisse and Bar. That one season underpowered you, but then that was always never gonna last. You could just tell.
Yeah, it was like a one-hit wonder. Like they got lightning in a bottle that one. But yeah, no, they're definitely a huge, like, massive fan base. You know, got some pretty important history. They've got the all-time fan leading goal scorer that's played for them in his prime there as well.
Absolutely. So I think they are a huge club. I think there's no debate on that.
Yeah, no, not at all.
I've put them in between Spurs and Aston Villa. I think that's fair enough.
Yeah, that's a fair spot.
So, if you're a Man City fan, you probably hate us right now, but if not, thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time.